I told you guys in one point in stream that I had saw a strawberry. I had seen a spider, right? Strawberry spooter. Yeah. No, but oh my God, am I still streaming? Okay, gosh. And also, OBS has been acting up on me. I'll start stream and then it'll crash. I don't know. And then I have to run it in safe mode every time I stream now. I gotta figure that out. What's going on with that? Oh yeah, so I had left the spider thinking, okay, you know what? We're in an understanding. I think you see me, I see you, I'm leaving you alone. And for a couple days, we would pass, you know, like roommates. You staying in your own space, I stay in mine. But then freaking one day, I went down to the freaking base. We have a door to the basement, obviously. The spider was freaking like hanging on a freaking line. What do you call it? Thread in the middle. And I'm like, all right, well, you fucked up. You breached the contract that you signed to and you didn't even know. You're in my space. You can't be in the middle of a doorway where I'm frequently passing by because then I'm gonna run into you. And that's a no-go for me. That's a no. So the spider is no longer in my house because it did that. I saw it like catch little fleas. Yeah, spider died. I'm sorry. Spider is disposed of. You were in my space. I had to let you go. I'm sorry it had to come to that, but you can't just be hanging by a thread in the middle of a doorway for me to run into. Line thread. Prawny forgot about spider web. Oh shoot. It was hanging by a web, but it wasn't a web. It was a single thread. Is that still called a web? If it's not like put together? There is a rumor going around that I am the scam queen for some reason. I don't know how that started. I don't agree to that. Don't call me that. No, Pawnee is my bully. What? What are we talking about here? I can see you as a waterbender. Oh yeah, I definitely would pick waterbender. As soon as I saw Katara do bloodbending, I'm like, girl. You know what's crazy is that she doesn't want to use water. She doesn't want to use bloodbending. I'm like, get over it. You can bloodbend. Like, she has morals and shit. I'm like, no, this is war. You go ahead and bloodbend. Pawnee for live action Korra? No. No. Honestly, my personality type would fit Korra instead of Katara. Korra is, if you've seen, she's more headstrong. She's more like, fuck that, I'm gonna do this. Which is kind of like her weakness at the same time, but Katara's like, no, we can't, because this, because that. And like, no. You're trying to win this 100-year war and you said no bloodbending? No, I don't want to bloodbend. It's against my morals. When you're kind of killing people. Throughout the show, you're kind of killing people off in a way. You're fighting. Oh my God, I would love AZULA. Yo, I would love AZULA. I honestly love AZULA's character in the cartoon. Fuck the one in the live action. We don't talk about the AZULA in the live action. I was pleased watching it for the first time, but the more I saw clips and bits and pieces of AZULA, I was displeased of how they made AZULA's character. They made her weak. And AZULA does not show weakness until, does she even show weakness really? A little bit you see she goes crazy near the end. But even when she went batshit crazy, she still was like, I don't know, strong-headed, willed. She was still a character not to be messed with. Yeah, you didn't fear the AZULA in the live action. You feared the one in the original, 100%. I feel like AZULA would be fun because I feel it would be entertaining to act like AZULA. It would be fun to act like AZULA. Although she's serious, she's menacing, she is fearful. I think it would be fun to act like her. What are the things that AZULA says? Hold on. Now I gotta see. What is things that AZULA say? So, what did she say? Maybe you should worry less about the tides. Who would have already made up their mind about killing you? Oh, she said that? Don't flatter yourself. You were never even a player. That is a classic Azula line. I remember that line. She said, don't flatter yourself. You were never even a player. Now, imagine hearing that shit at like 12 years old. That was like the freaking biggest burn in cartoon history then to me. I was like, yo, she did not just say that. Yo, Azula, no. My mother thought I was a monster. Of course she was right, but it still hurt. 100%. Yes, iconic. If you come dressed as Azula on stream, you have to be mean to everyone. Of course. Even she was crazy like this, people were like even more scared of her. Because now she's just gonna act. There is no thought process. Whatever she feels, she is just going to do. And that's the most scariest Azula. This show came out 2005. It's almost 20 years old. They're bad, all of them. Oh my goodness. They're bad. Like, all of them, they're evil together because they're bad teenagers in this scenario. Because they literally came in and wrecked someone's house. But like, oh gosh, when this image came on, not stream, when this image, would you cut your hair core for 20 subs? No, not for 20 subs. When this image came on, keep saying stream, came on the TV, when this came out, I fell in love with this image. I wanted this as a wallpaper in my room. There's something about this image that I love so much. I was like, yo, the image. It looks so good. Like they look happy. They look like a freaking strong freaking friend group, even though obviously we know that they're not a strong friend group. But they look, this was just such a cool image to see at the end of an episode. See, look, she she had dudes sweating. Like this girl is a menacing teenager. She's just a teenager. She had a grown ass man sweating for his life. Look at the fear in his eyes. Look at it. He's scared. She wanted to kill him. That line right there, that's the Nickelodeon line for I'm going to kill you. Like legitimate, get rid of you. Yo, I love this show so much. This show was so good. Oh my freaking goodness. She said, bitch, you blind, so I'm gonna tell you. Freaking Azula. Yo, sometimes I love her. She's great.